Well, folks, the Project 2025, that of course is being led by the Conservative Heritage Foundation, which is the effort to make sure that a second Donald Trump administration is packed with nothing but loyalists, it appears to finally be getting off the ground. And on February 19th and February 20th, they're holding a 2-day retreat with a bunch of people who are seeking cabinet positions in a possible Trump second term. Now, while the Heritage Foundation and, of course, Project 2025 is not necessarily putting on the event, it reeks of their involvement. Here it is. The Association of Republican Presidential Appointees will host a 2-day boot camp on February 19th and 20th to prepare potential government appointees insight into the operating context of the roles and tactics they could use to help Trump gain control over the levers of power. Here is how one Trump official explained it. They have to be resolute with their commitment to the president's vision. You weren't elected. You're a cabinet person as part of the executive branch, and your job is to understand and execute. Another former White House official said this of the 2-day boot camp. We're not going to sit around and wait for the Senate, which is very, very divided and not even in the hands of conservatives, to get things done. Things will be happening even before Inauguration Day. According to the report, allies are working to weed out those that would employ subterfuge to thwart Trump's plans, and the former president's fixation on loyalty has settled over the entire Republican Party. So what they're doing is they're holding this little 2-day boot camp next week, Monday and Tuesday, and they're going to weed people out. They're going to make sure that, hey, you want a job in this guy's second administration. Cool enough. What if he comes in and says, hey, I want to use the military on the streets of the United States. I want to have the army marching down the streets of Chicago, putting people in a real police state. Now, I'm not allowed to do that according to the law, so what are you going to tell me when I tell you I'm going to do that? If the answer is anything other than, yes, sir, right on it, then thank you. Here's the door. Goodbye. That's what this is. This is an extension of that Project 2025. They want to make sure that every single person, from the housekeepers all the way up to the chiefs of staff, that every one of these people will be a spineless yes person for Donald Trump. So if he comes in and tells them, break the law to do this, go punish this political enemy of mine, go punish this media outlet, he will not meet a single person that will tell him no along the way. And he will have the lawyers in place at the DOJ. He will have the yes people in place to where they will make it legal by whatever means necessary. They're not going to worry about Congress. They're not going to worry about the Senate. They're not going to worry about the courts. They're going to do whatever the hell they want to do, and probably face no repercussions for it whatsoever. This is why this year's election is so important. I understand that plenty of you do not like President Biden. You dislike his policy, his foreign policy, which I understand completely. Trust me, I'm not cheerleading it at all. Never have. But when you look at what this other side is doing, how can you look at President Biden and say, oh, I'm going to spite you? That makes no sense to me. You're literally putting your friends, your family, your brothers and sisters in harm's way. How dare you, is what I say to that. How dare you? We have actual real action on the other side, on the right, to make sure that that man, that former reality TV show host, can act like a dictator in this country, taking away your rights and mine. Now, Biden may not be as sharp as he used to be. That's a given. His foreign policy is bad, to say the least. But when you stack him up next to Donald Trump, there is not a comparison, folks. There really isn't. A couple years ago, I'm right there with you, right? I'm a lesser of two evil thing is stupid. We shouldn't do this vote blue no matter who stuff. Let's get real progressive. Let's get progress. And I still push for that. But I also understand, as I've gotten a little bit older, that sometimes you do have to suck it up Okay? And I think there's too many people on the left that refuse to suck it up, that say, you know what? No, that's a deal breaker for me. I'll just let Trump take over and then the whole country can go to hell and then you'll see how you like it. Fun fact, a lot of those people who say that are living in nice little blue states where you're not living under the yoke of oppression from a Republican governor, are you? I am. I've seen it firsthand. My family has personally experienced it firsthand. And I wouldn't dare wish that on somebody else by letting Donald Trump retake the reins at the White House. You haven't lived under that in your safe little blue state. But you will if you let this happen. So take it from the people who are telling you from experience, you don't want this. So suck it up. You may not get the choice that you want in this year's election. And yeah, that does suck. So fight harder and do better next time. But for now, we got to suck it up. Because this is not a lesser of two evils moment. This is a generationally evil individual on the right who has the potential to destroy this country. And I'm damn sure not going to let that happen.